Programming your Canova Link 6 robot doesn't require learning a complicated programming language. If you can line up tiles, you can program Link 6. Before we dive in, let's just talk about what you see when you start a new program from the Program menu of the web app. Over in dark blue, you'll see your tile library. The purple section is your timeline of tiles, sequence editor, to be run. In green, you'll find options for configuring each tile. And in gray, there's a visualizer that can be used by plugins to display useful information. By default, this shows a 3D view of your robot. Programs are always performed by the program runner by playing a single tile per column in the timeline, from left to right. Additional lines appear in a program when branching happens due to loops or conditions. Loops allow for a sequence of tiles to be replayed multiple times. You have a few options here. You can run the loop a specified number of times, which the system will track. You can also run loops indefinitely, so long as configurable conditions are met. Conditions lead a program to perform the actions of a set of tiles only if a certain configurable condition is met. Multiple conditions can be verified by the same tile, such that the robot may choose a branch sequence to execute based on the status of the program. Conditions have to be tested on stored variables, which can be set by the program using the set tile. Let's look at waypoint tiles. Waypoint tiles are positions the robot moves to. Each tile contains a list of sequenced waypoints along the movement path. The robot doesn't move robotically, at least not like robot dancers. Instead, waypoints are interpolated automatically to create a smooth trajectory until the arm stops at the last waypoint of the list. Since production is all about efficiency, by default, waypoints are linked using the optimal value of the blending radii, which minimizes the time it takes to follow the trajectory. For more granular control, you can unselect the checkbox to enable manual selection of the blending radius. A waypoint tile can contain either Cartesian waypoints or angular waypoints, but not a combination of both. Cartesian waypoints ensure the robot moves in a straight line between its waypoints, while angular ensures individual joints all use the fastest path. You can add waypoints to the waypoint list by clicking the waypoint snapshot button on the wrist, or clicking the plus button in the list. To delete a waypoint, simply select it and click the trash can icon. By default, waypoint trajectories use the maximum limits set as safety parameters. You can reduce the maximum speed that is defined from the Constraints tab. If you want to reduce the speed to reach a specific waypoint in your list without slowing down the entire trajectory defined by your tile, select the Use Custom Waypoint Speed Limits checkbox for that waypoint and enter the desired velocity manually. If you see an X icon during configuration of a tile, as we have seen earlier in the Set tile, you have the ability to fill in that value using a variable. The Variable Manager page is available from the Programming page. Here, values can be saved to the controller's database. There are two types of variables: program variables and persistent variables. Program variables only exist in your current program. Persistent variables can be reused in multiple programs. Create a variable by clicking the plus button, then give it a recognizable name. Let's create an example program now to pick and place items. First, move the robot to a safe position using jog or hand guiding mode. Now, drag a waypoint tile and create an angular waypoint. This will be the initial pose of the robot for the program. Then, drag a gripper reset tile, if applicable. After, drag a loop tile into place. In the configuration panel, type in the desired number of repetitions. Then, drag a waypoint tile into the loop. Using hand guiding, bring the robot over the target and use the waypoint capture button on the wrist. That waypoint is now stored. Then, move the robot down such that the fingers close around the target. Take another waypoint capture. Drag a close gripper tile into the timeline. Now, add a waypoint tile. Then, move the robot and take waypoint captures along the path to the desired drop location. Once in place, drag an open gripper tile into the timeline to place your item. Finally, drag your last waypoint tile, then take a waypoint capture at a location clear of the object that was just dropped. Congratulations! You're one step closer to automation.